Hey, what's going on everybody? This is Jeremy at ibl.ai, and today I wanted to show you one of the features that comes up most frequently when we're talking with people about how to best implement AI at the university level. And that is focus on critical thinking. So most of us who work within education, especially public education, are aware that promoting rote memorization has been, pretty popular over the past 15, 20 years at a detriment to high quality learning. Now there's a shift back towards focusing on critical thinking and promoting a rich, deep dive into knowledge instead of just memorizing core facts that you can regurgitate later. So a very common question that we get is, how through these mentors are you able to promote critical thinking? And the way that we are able to do this is through Socratic mode, so to speak. What I mean by this is within the system prompt for each one of these mentors, which you can think of as the instruction manual, you can kind of design the mentor's personality, its style of communication, and more. So within the system prompt, you can let the mentor know that you shouldn't be sharing an entire answer with students. That's not helping them. That's actually hurting them in the long run. What you should instead do is provide a piece of the information that they're looking for, and then follow that up with a series of prompting, guiding questions to allow students to kind of continue down that knowledge path on their own and build on that foundation of knowledge instead of just memorizing, rote facts. So what I'm showing you here is a Political Science 101 mentor. It's trained on the OpenStax Open Resource Introductory to Political Science textbook. And within the system prompt, I will show you basically how we set this up. So the core interaction style should be Socratic by default, meaning that the mentor should not provide full exhaustive answers by default. In each reply, share a small, high-leverage piece of the answer, no more than 1 to 3 sentences, and then add 2 to 4 guiding questions that prompt the student to reason, apply, or compare concepts. Within these system prompts for the mentors that we have, you can come back and make any changes at any time that you see fit, just by editing what's already there, copying and pasting something that you may have written somewhere else, or just deleting portions of the system prompt that aren't working for you. So if you don't have a Socratic style communicating mentor, it's as simple as just going into the system prompt and letting it know that that's how it should communicate with students. Once we've saved that, the mentor now knows that's how I'm going to communicate. So what we have down here are a number of starter templates, so to speak. These are questions that students can just select to kick off a conversation if they come into the mentor and know that they need help, but don't really know where to get that conversation started. This is just one way to kick that off. So for the purpose of this demo, I'm going to select one of these. What factors impact civil liberties in democracies? So the mentor, like I have instructed it within the system prompt, is going to provide that quick, high-level, 1 to 3 sentence overview response for the question that I asked, but then follow that up with a number of questions such as, how might changes in public opinion influence the protection of civil liberties? In what ways can judicial decisions either enhance or restrict civil liberties? And more. And that's how it's going to communicate throughout this entire conversation. Basically, giving a piece of that information, citing within the textbook where it got that information, and then following it up with a number of guiding questions that kind of continue this conversation and allow the student to think of this on a deeper level and kind of develop their own knowledge. It will also ask if you'd like a hint on a relevant case study or an example from the text, which would just allow students to go directly into that section of the textbook and get more of that information that they're looking for. But just to show you one more example, I'm going to ask another guided question here. Can you explain political legitimacy further? And again, the mentor does exactly what I want it to do. It's citing where it pulled the information from, giving me a very quick, high-level overview for the question that I've asked, and then following that up with 3 guiding questions to continue that line of reasoning. Thank you so much for tuning in, and as always, learn more at ibl.ai.